You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a new bike route is coming to the 4 states. Lonnie Walton will have the details.
Also, a Galena man is sentenced after being convicted of a 2023 murder.
Plus, we're tracking roller coaster temperatures this week and a couple of rain chances along the way. I'll have the details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chloe Arroyo. 7 o'clock on this Tuesday morning.
Yes, and it's a Toy Box Tuesday. It's our last Toy Box Tuesday of the year. So it's been so much fun having these telethons and taking your donations and shopping for all the toys. So be sure to tune into our noon, 5, 6, and 9 o'clock newscast. Today is the last day to donate. So we definitely appreciate all the support so far.
Absolutely. And I know those kiddos will too.
Yes.
The smiles on their faces are going to be priceless.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And something some cyclists will be appreciating soon is the 4 states are gearing up for new additions to U.S. bicycle routes, and it's an effort to expand the country-wide system. One
of the 4 new routes will go from Bella Vista, Arkansas through Joplin and over to Springfield, Missouri. Wow. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has reports.
Cyclists are ones that are very adventurous, and they're doing, like I said, multi-days and multi-cities across the country.
Patrick Tuttle is the director of Joplin Business Bureau. He says he's really excited about the over 23,000 miles added to the Bikers Trail this year. That's because he's a biker himself.
I had the pleasure in 2018 to go from Shamrock, Texas to St. Louis, and that was a great trip following USBR 66.
The United States Bicycle Route Association wanted to make it safer and more convenient for riders.
But we also have corridors to get people into the visitor centers, be able to connect with BR 66, and even restock their supplies.
We talked to a walker, and of course, he couldn't be any more excited. It's always nice to have some places that are a little bit in nature to visit and to walk, and especially if you have a dog, it's great where there's not a lot of traffic.
A lot of traffic is what Tuttle says they try to avoid.
We don't like doing interstates because it's just too fast and the viewpoint is too short based at that speed. S71 is no longer the heavy traffic flow north and south for us. It makes an opportunity for cyclists to use those roads.
But how is this trail any different from any other trails, like the Katy Trail?
Katy Trail is a dedicated Rails to Trails program, which is a hardened surface, a packed surface. The bicycle routes mostly follow existing highways.
Tuttle can't wait to get his bike game on.
It's going to give a whole new opportunity to have a dedicated mapped route to be able to travel through multiple cities.
Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
This is the most mileage ever added to the bike route in a single year.
The long-term plan with this route is to go south into New Orleans. Wow, that's going to be far.
Absolutely. And it's great to see, the expansions because bikers, cyclists, walkers need safe places to be able to exercise and to do what they love and enjoy safely. And so it's great to see efforts being taken and to go all the way down to New Orleans.
Crazy. Agree more. Absolutely. 100%. It's so beautiful, and it's incredible to see people doing physical activity outside. It's so healthy for you, getting the fresh air. It's incredible. And so temperatures for that today will actually be great for biking this afternoon, just a little bit on the windy side. You may not want to go out right now for that early morning run or early morning bike. I know I certainly wouldn't with these temperatures right now. In fact, let's go ahead and look over at those temperatures right now in the lower 30s, upper 20s across the board. Pittsburgh at 28 degrees. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be outside. In that, Fort Scott 28 degrees, Yates Center 31, Neodesha, you're still at 30 degrees right now. So we're still below freezing for a lot of folks across the 4 states. So as the kiddos get outside, getting ready to get on the bus stop this morning, make sure they're bundled up. We're going to be above freezing in the next hour or so it'll start to warm up. But really it will start to warm up, especially once that easterly flow switches to a southerly flow, and that's going to warm us up pretty nicely as we get that southerly flow from the Gulf warming us up. Temperatures in the 50s this afternoon, 57 degrees for your high. We'll have some increasing clouds here and there, and that will eventually warm us up into the upper 50s. Now we see our temperatures are going to warm up, but our winds are going to be south from 5 to 10 miles per hour this afternoon. We could see wind gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour. So keeping that in mind for your future track this evening, we'll see those clouds begin to increase, that southerly flow, and then those rain showers will begin to develop eventually off to our east or eastern counties. We'll see the majority of that. Then that's going to push out this evening, but that's not the only rain chance that we'll see later on this week. We have rain chances even for Christmas Eve. So we'll have roller coaster temperatures this week that I'll talk about here in just a little bit, as well as a full rundown on your long range forecast. That's all coming up here in a bit.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks, Chloe. Well, a judge yesterday sentences a man for a 2023 murder in Galena, Kansas. Billy Barker gets what's called a hard 50 sentence. Now that's a life sentence without eligibility for parole for 50 years rather than 25. Now in June, after a 3-day trial, a jury found Barker guilty of fatally shooting 27-year-old Levi Porter in April 2023. They convicted Barker on charges of first-degree murder, being a felon in possession of a firearm, and criminal carrying of a weapon. He was also sentenced to a year for each of the other counts. Well, thousands of area families are getting relief from their medical bills. The announcement comes from Hope City Church, which has campuses in both Joplin and Northwest Arkansas. Now, the church says it's negotiated to erase $4.2 million in medical debt for families in Southwest Missouri and Northwest Arkansas this Christmas. The program targets unpayable debt that's too large for someone to overcome on their own due to either the size of the debt or the income of the recipient. Now, the church says this will eliminate all medical debt for more than 3,200 people in our region who fall below a specific financial threshold. The money comes from donations and the church's budget. Now, in a news release, lead pastor Cody Walker says, quote, "Our hope and prayer is that our community would know that they are loved. Now, we not only want to step in the gap and help with the need, but we are praying that this would be an answer to prayer for over 3,200 families who will receive their medical debt abolished this Christmas," end quote. You'll find more information on this story on KOAMnewsnow.com. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. An outreach clinic in Galena is helping people get the resources they need. KOAM's Melissa Alexis introduces us to a woman who's been impacted by these programs.
That helped me know that I wasn't alone.
Hannah Hendry is a family advocate coordinator for the SEK Community Action Program. But she was once a new mom in need of assistance.
I didn't know what tomorrow would look like, and if that meant I would go without, I was fine knowing that my kids wouldn't.
She says at first she didn't feel confident about asking for the help she needed.
Scared or intimidated at first to go into these offices to ask for assistance because I thought that meant I was weak.
But when she decided to get help, she applied for WIC, food assistance, and child care subsidies.
To get our feet on the solid foundation.
She says these programs helped her budget and eased stress.
That really helped my family get on the right path towards financial liberation.
Now she, along with other organizations, helps host outreach clinics to encourage others in need to reach out for help.
They don't even have to bring anything with them. An ID is about as much as they ask for. You can come in, do a 10 to 15 minute process, and then you'll know today, yes, you're qualified for the presumptive or not.
They're helping people with applications for WIC and for CanCare Medicaid. WIC aims to help moms and families meet their nutritional health needs.
The formula and the milk and the eggs, it was really expensive, especially when you have multiple children and maybe they're twins or they're like back to back.
The outreach clinic will also fax the necessary documents for an individual's CanCare Medicaid application.
Now here I am 9 years later, and I'm able to put back into the community that put into me.
Reporting in Galena, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Now, to learn more about the next outreach clinic, you can visit our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Jasmine Kyle, the SEK Humane Society, and Zappa join us this morning to share how you can take part in the Home for the Holidays adoption event happening right now. And later, Charlene Patton shows us her recipe for a wonderful toffee bars. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look of all the current toy donations of this year's Toy Box Drive made possible by you. Well, Jasmine Kyle from the SEK Humane Society and Zappa are with us this morning, and they're here to tell us some more about the Home for the Holidays adoption event happening right now. Good morning.
Good
so
morning.
Happy to have you guys here. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit, introduce us to Zappa, this lovable pup. Oh my goodness.
So Zappa, he is a 5-year-old hound pointer mix. He's such an angel, in my honest opinion. Oh my gosh, he's sitting. He's such a show off. So I fostered him from time to time. He is such a good dog. So great with other dogs, good with cats, which is crazy for his mixed breed of being a hound dog. Great with cats. He's been good with kids. He's been to kids' educational events. He's awesome. Like, he is such a people dog. Like, if you're up when we get home, and he will just hop on the couch with whoever and lean back. We tucked him in last night with blankets like a little baby. He's such an angel. He has been in foster care recently. Now, with most of our dogs, with them being found dumped, unfortunately, we don't know their backstory. So what we've seen with Zappa with young kids, he becomes protective of. So maybe there was a past where he had to do that for a child to protect them, but he's great with kids still, with families. But if there is a family interested in adopting him, maybe perhaps teens and such. But our Home for the Holiday campaigns is to help find them a home for Christmas or have any holiday that you celebrate. So right now, what we're doing to try and get them their homes is until December 29th, all of our adoption fees for dogs or cats is just $20. And that also includes our foster to adopt program. So if you wanted to come foster Zappa, for instance, and have him over for the holidays, absolutely fine. And if that goes into January, we will honor that $20. Now, all of our ready-to-go animals, like Mr. Zappa over here, they are altered, they're spayed and neutered, heartworm tested, microchipped, up to date on vaccinations, so you do not have to worry about that whatsoever.
Fantastic. And with the holidays, people are often thinking about pets to give as gifts. If there's any advice that you can give for people to really consider before they either, adopt or buy, what would you say?
Yeah, so at the SEK Humane Society, when we do like gifting as an animal as a gift, what we always recommend, and we get this with parents a lot that want to adopt like a puppy or a kitten for their children, come out, do a volunteer day when really you're looking for those connections. Be like, wow, this dog or this cat had a great connection with my kid, right? So you're getting that first time view of that bond, so it's going to be that much more successful. So we don't do third-party adoption. So like if you wanted to get a dog for your aunt and maybe your aunt's not ready, right? Maybe they had an animal pass away and then they're put into a tough position. So talk to your animal shelters that you're interested in. A lot of us will do gift cards basically where you gift that and then they can take that responsibility into their own hands and do that meet and greet. But especially during the holiday time, fostering is so fantastic. There's nothing that's better to take a dog for the holiday or a cat for the holiday and let them relax. Even if it's not successful and you can't go into a full adoption, getting those photos, having them spend time, listening to a TV or a dryer or going outside and seeing the snow for the first time. It's such a huge experience for them and makes them that much more adoptable for the next family.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning, Jasmine. And Zappa, happy to have you. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. So happy to have you on the KOAM Morning News this morning. It's a cold start to our morning, 30s to 20s, even though that's seasonable for this time of year. Lamar, we're sitting at 31 degrees, Nevada and Stockton, as well as Fort Scott and Pittsburgh, you're at 28 degrees. So a lot of folks are still in the upper 20s to lower 30s. We're going to slowly start to warm up this afternoon, but for that bus stop this morning for the kiddos, we're still going to be in the 30s, that easterly wind wind along with us until the afternoon. It's going to switch from an easterly wind to a southerly flow. That's going to warm us up pretty nicely this afternoon. We're going to be in the 50s by the time those kiddos head home and get off the bus this afternoon. We'll see some increasing clouds here and there, so keep that in mind as we head into the afternoon and into the evening. Really after 2 o'clock, we'll see more and more clouds begin to increase, and then by the time we get to around dinner time, around 6 o'clock and beyond, that's when we'll start to see our clouds begin to increase completely. We'll be pretty much fully cloudy by the time we get to 8 p.m. and then 10 o'clock and beyond, that's when we'll see those rain chances. Now, not everyone's going to see rain, and even the folks who do see rain, it won't be a substantial amount by any means. So tracking this out on the map, we'll see that southerly flow once again, clouds increasing, and then we'll see those showers and storms, very scattered, very sporadic, mainly for southwestern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas. And this is after 10 p.m. later on tonight. It's going to push in, push out pretty quickly, leaving us with a northerly flow, and not only a wind, but a strong wind afterwards on Wednesday morning. So today our wind gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour in southeast Kansas. But once we switch directions beyond that, we're going to see a front push through. That's going to bring our winds, a northerly wind, anywhere from 35 to 40 miles per hour. So a very stout wind with us in the morning. You have those colder temperatures. You also have that strong wind in the morning. That's going to make your feel like temperatures in the morning feel a whole lot colder, in the lower 20s. We're also going to feel like the teens, for a couple of folks like Yates Center, Independence, Neodesha, you guys are going to feel very cold in southeastern Kansas, especially in southeastern Kansas, but also in southwestern Missouri as well. We're going to feel like we're in the 20s. So really keep that in mind. Even in the afternoon, we're going to feel like we're in the lower 30s. Now, big picture, here's what we're tracking. That shower, or those showers that will push through tonight, we won't have to worry about that as it tracks off eastward. Then we'll see a ridge pattern push off into the west, and that's going to calm our pattern down as well over the next couple of days, but we'll still be chilly into this weekend. We're talking highs in the 30s on Friday, and then we'll see another chance for showers. This is on Tuesday for your Christmas Eve, and I'm also tracking another chance for showers on Thursday, the day after Christmas Day. On Thursday, another chance for storms. Of course, the models aren't fully agreeing on this quite yet, but really something to keep in mind as if it does end up verifying. But overall, a calm and cool weekend ahead of us. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Well, welcome back. Charlene Patton with the Kansas Soybean Commission is with us this morning, teaching us a delicious holiday dessert. Good morning, Charlene.
Good morning.
Happy to have you here.
Thank
you.
you.
So today we're making some toffee bars.
We are, and whether you want to prepare some Christmas gifts that you want to share with your friends and neighbors, this would be a great recipe to have. Or we're maybe going to get a jump on sharing some things for Santa as he comes under the tree. But these are delicious, these toffee bars. I've already, I use my electric mixer at home and mix this together. But this is butter and brown sugar. Just mix that together, 1 cup of butter and 1 cup of brown sugar till it's nice and fluffy. This cold morning, you can see that it's cold too and wants to warm up. But to that, we are going to add an egg, 1 egg yolk, just the yolk of it, and then a little bit of vanilla there. And I'm going to start mixing this. And then you've got our dry ingredients.
Yes, I do.
We've got all-purpose flour and soy flour. So you can see there's 2 different colors there. And then add the salt there, and if you would just whisk it a little bit. Now, I was going to make a suggestion, and then you've got a little scoop there. You can just gradually add it in here, and I'm going to just keep stirring. If I was at home, I would be using my electric mixer.
Probably a lot easier.
Yeah, and it'd be a lot easier to mix this together. It doesn't take very long. But today I wanted to, because the noise of the mixer, I thought, okay, I'll just do it by hand. You can do this by hand, and it just takes a little while to mix it all together. Once you get that all mixed, we'll stop there. I'll go on to the next one. But it makes a really nice, rich, soft dough.
Yes.
You're going to get a jelly roll pan and lightly grease it and press it. You can use it as back of a spoon to press it.
Oh, very
If you want to use your hands and let the kids help with doing that, great activity for them. Just make sure everybody washes their hands good first.
Especially during the winter
Yes,
season.
that's right. Press that in there and then put it in the oven. Bake it at 325 degrees for maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Just watch it. It doesn't take too long until it's golden brown.
Golden brown.
Take it out, and then what we're going to do is I have this chocolate here, and milk chocolate has soy lecithin in it, and that's what helps make it nice and smooth.
Yes,
and
smooth
so
and
you take 4 ounces, this is a little bit less than that, but melt that and then spread it on the hot cookie bars that comes out.
Yes.
And then this is a mixture of soy nuts and pecans. Put those and sprinkle them on the top and then let it set up, and then you have about 30 different bars here, pieces that you'll serve that will make a great holiday snack for your family to share.
Perfect for the holidays. And if people want to find the recipe for this or any of the dishes that we made in the month of December, where can they do so, Charlotte?
They can go to kansassoybeans.org or call our 800 number 877-KS-SOYBEAN. And yes, we have an extra bonus.
Yes.
We showed this, I believe, last month, but if you didn't get it, you can ask for it when you call our office. This is the Kansas Wheat Commission's National Festival of Breads. As you're doing your holiday recipes, think about entering this next year. Lots of prizes, and you get extra points for being creative with your ingredients. So include that soy ingredient of creative, and we'll send them that recipe.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for being with us this morning, Charlene. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:32. I'm Elise Snowy. Missouri Southern State University receives a $347,000 grant to tackle the 4 states' nursing shortage. Now, the University Nursing Education Incentive Program is designed to boost the number of nursing graduates and address the shortage of nursing faculty in the Joplin area and rural communities. Now, over the next 3 years, the funding will help expand the pre-licensure bachelor's in nursing program, create an accelerated graduate nursing degree, and support new faculty positions. The grant will also fund the development of a mentoring network to improve faculty retention and provide advanced training to grow the number of qualified educators. The Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce wants to warn residents of an online scam. Now, the scammer has been posting fake links on the Chamber's giveaway post. The Chamber says do not click any suspicious links or provide personal information. The Chamber goes on to say if you should win the giveaway, you will hear directly from the Chamber. And another scam going around, this one in Southwest Missouri. A Springfield couple listed their house for sale recently, only to be notified by their realtor that they had been scammed out of their money after responding to what turned out to be a fake ad. Now, one of the homeowners said she's seen multiple fake ads on Facebook.
It's only been listed for maybe a week, and there's fake ads on Facebook. Like, I found 2 or 3 of them and reported them already. But the one that she saw is not the ones I found, so there's no telling where all it's posted at.
Realtors say beware of marketplaces like Facebook and Craigslist, and if it seems too good to be true, well, it probably is. Revelers gathered in Carthage Square last night and took off for a run, walk, or jog through the Way of Salvation Christmas lights display. Now, the event started at the Church of the Nazarene parking lot and was free and open to the public. Runners led the way, followed by walkers and bikes. Those taking part could choose a 1-mile loop back to the church or a longer route through the historic Carthage Square, with some opting for a detour to sparkle in the park.
Yeah, I think this is an awesome way for our families to get together and walk through the lights. We never get to get that close up. You know, we can drive through, but walking through is really cool. We're not running, we're just walking. We're sauntering.
Well-behaved dogs were also allowed to join in on the fun, and participants enjoyed cookies and cocoa inside the church afterward. And don't forget, today will be our last Toy Box Tuesday telethon of the year. Volunteers at our phone banks will be taking your calls during our noon, 5, 6, and 9 o'clock shows. You can call in, donate money or brand new toys, and make a difference in the lives of some area children this Christmas. For more information, including where you can drop off toys, just head over to KOAMNewsNow.com/toybox. Now let's check in with Chloe for a quick look at the forecast.
Thank you, Elise. Yeah, our temperatures are in the 20s to 30s going on right now. So still a chilly morning for a lot of folks. We've got that easterly wind that's keeping us cool as well. 31 degrees in Lamar, 29 for Nevada, 29 for Stockton. So very chilly indeed across the entire 4 states. So as the kiddos are heading out to that bus stop this morning, make sure they're bundling up, even though we'll have some sunshine along with us until we get into the afternoon and into the evening eventually. Heading home for students today, 57 degrees, increasing clouds. We're going to warm up pretty nicely due to that southerly flow this afternoon. Right now we've got that east wind. It's going to ramp up and switch into a southerly wind. That's what's warming us up into the upper 50s for our afternoon. And as for our evening, we're going to slowly start to cool down into the lower 50s, and then eventually a cold front will push through, making us dipping us down into the 30s, 37 degrees. We've got that southerly flow once again with us. We've got a couple of chances for rainfall. So coming up in a bit, I'm going to talk more about who's getting that rainfall and when and where specifically, as well as roller coaster temperatures ahead. We also have a chance for Christmas Eve rain. I've got all of the details coming up.
All right, Chloe, thanks. Now let's look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A program in England encourages their elderly to use their green thumbs to help with their mental health. We'll be right back, but before we head a break, here's a live look of our current toy donations from this year's Toy Box Drive. In Consumer Watch this morning, a Senate committee looking into Amazon worker safety is accusing the company of putting productivity first. A report claims that the e-commerce giant is, quote, obsessed with speed and productivity. The lengthy report says Amazon executives rejected recommendations from internal reports to improve worker safety over concerns that it would reduce productivity and negatively impact customer experience. In a statement, Amazon responded saying the report was, quote, flawed and wrong on the facts. Now, customers flying with one major airline can now use Apple AirTags to track their lost luggage. United Airlines is the first major U.S. airline to enact Apple's Find My Item location. Customers can share an AirTag's location or Find My Network accessory with agents through the airline's app. Now, if a bag doesn't arrive to its intended final destination, travelers can use the app to file a delayed baggage report. Live location sharing will be disabled as soon as the customer is reunited with their lost luggage. What's the mystery that is raising alarms across the country? Drones spotted in the skies over several states, and lawmakers are demanding answers. Brian Abel reports the latest on what national security officials are saying as the sightings increase.
Aircraft use extreme caution. Patterson-class Delta is now closed for heavy UAS activity.
Frustration around the U.S. is growing from a lack of answers about the string of presumed drone sightings in several states, including those over the weekend disrupting operations at a military base in Ohio for hours, and briefly closing down the runway at Stewart International Airport in upstate New York.
Many times we'll see multiple drones. We'll see 3, 4, 5 at a time. They appear to be traveling in some type of grid pattern. Whether they're mapping or videoing, we're really not sure.
FBI and Department of Homeland Security officials say some of the sightings are actually manned aircraft. The drones don't pose a security threat and are not from a foreign adversary. But if officials do know, they are not divulging the drone's origins.
We have not seen drones turn their lights off in the dark. We have not seen drones penetrate restricted airspace. Those are two indicia that would give us a cause for concern.
The explanations thus far are not sitting well with many elected officials, both at the state level and on Capitol Hill, where some have requested a briefing by Homeland Security.
This is real, and so I am terribly concerned. We are pressing, and I'm looking for much better answers from the federal government than what I've been getting.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Well, welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:44 and it's still chilly outside. We're still seeing temperatures in the 20s. We've got that easterly flow along with us this morning. Nevada 28, Stockton 29, Parsons and Pittsburgh are at 27 degrees still. So mighty chilly outside. We're going to continue to expect that, especially as those kiddos head off to that bus stop this morning as they're off to school. We'll still be in the 30s. We've got that easterly wind, like I said earlier, but that's going to switch into more so of a southerly flow eventually. So we'll see our highs in the mid 50s. That's going to warm us up pretty nicely. We'll see some increasing clouds over this afternoon as well. Really after 2 p.m. we'll start to see those clouds begin to increase. Now that southerly wind, I want to mention, it's going to be about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but could be wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour this afternoon. So keeping that in mind if you have those outdoor plans today. Now by the evening hours, we'll see those clouds begin to increase. We'll be pretty much fully cloudy by the time we get to the evening around 8 p.m. or so, and then 10 p.m. and beyond, we'll see some scattered showers, very sporadic here and there. After that, we'll see a front push through. That's going to cool us down into the 30s this evening. So here's a look at that on the map. Southerly flow with us, really increasing our temperatures into the mid to upper 50s, continuing to see that. Now really the only people who will be seeing, or the only folks who will be seeing the scattered showers will be southwestern Missouri and northwestern Arkansas. So keeping that in mind, any counties off to the west, your chances are minimal to none for seeing any sporadic showers overnight tonight. Now after that, we'll be left with a northerly wind, and it'll be a pretty cold wind along with us, and a hefty wind at that. Today, we're going to have our wind gusts anywhere from 15 to 20, and some folks could see up to 25 miles per hour in terms of wind gusts. But tomorrow morning we could see 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, and that's going to come from the north. So it's going to feel a whole lot colder tomorrow morning. So the bus stop tomorrow morning is where I'm the most concerned for temperatures, because your body doesn't respond to the actual temperature. It's going to respond to that feel like temperature. And we're going to feel like the teens off in our western counties tomorrow. We'll even feel like the 30s in the afternoon. Now, big picture setup, after this system pushes off, we're not going to see any scattered showers after that. And then we'll see a ridge pattern that will begin to push off into the west. That's also going to calm us down in the central plains as well until Christmas Eve. We'll see a chance for rainfall. We won't see any snow. It'll be way too cold, so no white Christmas this year for us here in the 4 states, but we will see some showers expected as a result of this trough that's pushing through. Overall 7-day forecast, we've got that chance for showers, very sporadic into tonight. Then we'll have a calm rest of your week, especially that weekend. Temperatures only in the 40s, so chilly, but very calm at that. And then Christmas Eve, chances for showers once again. Another system that I'm tracking is next Thursday. That's the day after Christmas, so keep that on your calendar as well. Stick around, we'll be right back.
When it comes to mental health, nursing home residents over in Britain are taking a glass half full approach, or a pint glass in this case.
And they're harvesting hops for beer and to boost their well-being. Tina Kraus reports from London.
Adding hops into beer is kind of like making the perfect cup of tea.
This is the day these seniors have been waiting for, visiting their local brewery in Bristol, England, to learn how hearty hops help brew the best beer.
Oh, well, that was interesting. It really was.
They've spent months growing hops in the gardens of their care homes, taking part in the Hoppiness Project, getting their hands dirty and enjoying a pint in the process.
Everything is different for everyone. It might be the smell of like rubbing your hands through compost as you're potting up hop cuttings. Good therapeutic tool all around.
We had one lady who couldn't see, so just being around the people and smelling the hops, it was really gracious.
And this beer is the result of their bumper hop harvest, aptly named Backyard Bounty.
What do you make of your beer, Sylvia? Well, it's not as good as Northern beer, but it's fine.
While Sylvia Crowther says she wouldn't necessarily order it at a bar.
No, I like my gin and tonic.
Pubs across the UK will soon start selling the pale ale to raise awareness about dementia and revive treasured times for seniors.
Connecting them to something that they've always done in the past, drinking, that they might not be doing in care homes now.
The Hoppiness Project is part of new research into improving older people's lives, something these gardening gurus are happy to toast to.
Cheers!
Residents say growing hops help to improve their memory and boost their mood.
Now, the Hoppiness Project is running in a handful of care homes now and has plans to expand in the new year. Wow, what a cool opportunity. Like, that's so awesome.
And it's so interesting to see that it benefits their mental health. I think, you know, caring for something really does help your mental health, whether it's plants or pets or whatever the case is. So it's great to see that there's a community around growing hops.
Yes.
How fun.
I mean, it's so inspiring to see. It really is. It truly is. So let's switch gears a little bit, talk a little bit more about some weather. We've got our temperatures still chilly right now into upper 20s, lower 30s across the board. So we're continuing to track that. But above all, we've got much cooler or warmer temperatures ahead for your bus stop forecast, but then we're going to warm up into the 50s this afternoon, so a much warmer afternoon ahead of us. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Well, a judge yesterday sentences Billy Barker for the 2023 murder of Levi Porter. Barker was sentenced to 50 years without eligibility for parole. Barker was convicted on charges of first-degree murder, being a felon in possession of a firearm, and a criminal carrying of a weapon. He was also sentenced to a year for each of those other counts. Now, Hope City Church says it's negotiated to erase $4.2 million in medical debt for thousands of area families. The program targets unpayable debt that's too large for someone to overcome on their own due to either the size of the debt or the income of the recipient. Now, the money comes from donations and the church's budget. And don't forget, today will be our last Toy Box Tuesday telethon. Volunteers at our phone banks will be taking your calls during our noon, 5, 6, and 9 o'clock shows. You can call in and donate money or brand new toys and make a difference in the lives of some area children. For more information, including where you can drop off toys, just head over to koafnewsnow.com/toybox.
All right, and just a recap for your afternoon, we're going to be temperatures in the 50s. We'll see a southerly wind with us along into the afternoon. We're also going to see our clouds increase 6, 8 p.m. That will really start to ramp up into some cloudy skies. And then southwestern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas are going to see the greatest chances for showers later on tonight after 10 o'clock. So overall, big picture, here's a recap. We've got calm conditions at the end of this week, a little bit on the chilly side. But then on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, we'll have a chance for showers. And then the day after Christmas, we also have that chance for showers as well that we're tracking.
All right, wonderful. Thanks, Chloe. Well, some four-legged friends who made the nice list this year posed for pictures with St. Nick yesterday. A jolly old elf made an appearance at North Park Mall yesterday morning for pet photos.
Visitors at the North Park Mall will have some cherished memories, not just for this holiday season, but for years to come. Judging from the look on this pooch's face, someone has been a very good boy this year.
And super sweet to see, and I'm sure the dogs loved telling Santa, barking at Santa, and telling him what they wanted for Christmas.
Oh yeah, but they knew that they were talking to him.
Yes,
and he heard every word.
Santa knows.
Santa definitely knows. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.